but yours is the test rig basically. So this is the first of them that's basically going through, that's pushing this thing to the limit of an 8.2 tonne GCM and a 4 tonne brake towing capacity upgrade.
How exciting is this? All right, we are here at McCormack's and I've got Sean. Good to see you, mate.
You too, buddy.
Mate, you run the show here, in charge of the four-wheel drive department?
Yes, I look after everything four-wheel drive here.
Well, you're the perfect guy to actually get in under this vehicle now and have a good chat about what we have actually done, because it's probably the questions that we get most are around, but how are you going to tow? Are you going to cook the engine? What suspension have you got? And this is pretty well a new upgrade that's done with J-Max, but you guys are an authorised fitment centre.
Yep.
So talk us through exactly what we've done here, mate.
Yeah, so GVM's a very funny area. A lot of people don't realise that doing a GVM upgrade can also affect your towing capacity as well. Yeah. And basically there's a lot of juggling between weights of vans, cars and everything that goes into the mix, and obviously the accessories to get you places.
Yeah.
So J-Max has obviously been developing suspension and large kits for quite a period of time now. So basically, with their kit, they've managed to maintain the factory brake towing capacity on this vehicle. So they've got a few different stages where they've got a 3,800 kilo that maintains the factory 3.5 tonne towing capacity. Then you can move to the 4.2 tonne GVM upgrade. That's also got the 3.5 tonne brake towing capacity as standard as well. So that means that basically you can weigh in at the full maximum weight, but then you can also...
Which is 7.7 GCM?
GCM, yeah.
Right.
But then you can also max out the trailer as well at 3.5 tonne, while it being at 4.2 tonne. So that's something that J-Max has done that no one else has really done, which is, it just sets them aside from the rest. But yours is the test rig basically. So this is the first of them that's basically going through, that's pushing this thing to the limit of an 8.2 tonne GCM and a 4 tonne brake towing capacity upgrade. So your van is going to be able to weigh in at 4 tonne now. Your car can weigh in at 4.2 tonne, and you can come in at a total combined mass of 8.2 tonne massively. So
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Getting to where people are saying, well, I don't really want to go the Yank tank. And I mean, you know, we're not here to argue that. They're superb vehicles, and we've seen plenty of them out there. But for people like us that want to stay with the trusted, tried Toyota,
yep.
This is an answer, especially for the 300.
So there's heaps of companies that go out there and they do a 4.2 tonne GVM upgrade. That's great. But again, it takes away from what your caravan can come in at. So J-Max has kind of thought about it as well. So they've reconstructed and remanufactured a whole diff housing as well.
Yeah.
So now your rear axle load rating can actually come up to 2.8 tonnes. So that's almost 1,000 kilos over factory.
Exactly what I was just about to say. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
So now that's what allows them to then physically keep this vehicle within all of its ratings and specs.
Yeah.
Safe, it's insured, everything's covered, Australia-wide, nationwide, doesn't matter where you go. It is fully insured and covered under the federal law.
Okay, now the wheels, obviously, you move to 2.8 tonne.
Yep.
Means you have to go at least 1,400 kilo rating on the rims.
Correct, yep.
Of course, we're going with the Method. Aren't they awesome?
Yeah.
But they're rated at 1650.
1651 per rim.
1651.
Don't forget the one.
Okay.
Makes a difference.
That's great. So we're more than compliant there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And we've gone down, I mean, when we picked the vehicle up, it actually had 35-inch mud terrains.
Yep.
Not our look. Oh, mate, it's time for you to go. Can you still...
Yeah, knock off time. See you as the video's done.
No, we'll keep you for a few more minutes, all right?
You're right.
So, yeah, so we had the mud terrains on. Now, obviously not the right look for the feel goods,
Yep.
or the comfort factor, or a lot of things. So
Yeah.
we've gone down here, but, I mean, still 33-inch tyres.
Yeah, so
they look great.
It's one of those things. 35s are great, and obviously the J-Max compliancing allows you to go up to a 35-inch tyre.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on the style of driving that you're going to do and the four-wheel driving you're going to do. So a 35 for some people might be perfect for them because they're doing a lot of four-wheel driving, not a lot of towing, not a lot of road driving.
Yeah.
So that's what they want. But when you're towing vans and you're travelling around and you want comfort, you want stability on the road, you want to lower your fuel economy at the same time, and your van's not going to be running a 35-inch tyre, you're going to be able to then rotate these between the van and the vehicle as well. So it's going to lower fuel economy. It's going to make the drivability of the vehicle so much better than a 35-inch tyre, and lower the road noise inside the vehicle as well. The 35 is just wallowy when you're driving on the road.
They're probably the two things that are going to stand out to us no matter what we've gone into is the noise inside the cab on the 79.
Correct.
Started to get a bit airy in there. Kate now can hear me. I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
And then the other thing, obviously, is comfort. You know, I mean, we're not going to know ourselves driving this.
No.
But we've got to do 1,000 kilometres before we can actually, in effect, activate the 4-tonne towing capacity.
Yeah, so there is a bit of a scenario to it. So basically, you sign up, you say, hey, I want to get this whole 8.2-tonne GCM, 4-tonne brake towing capacity upgrade done. Yep, cool, we can do it. But there is a whole process to it. So it starts off obviously going ahead with the job. Job comes into the workshop. So the first process is we do the fit out. We do all the suspension, its componentries, the diff housing, and you get stickered up, right? So you're going to be at 4.2 tonne GVM, perfect, but your GCM will remain at 7.7 tonne, and your factory brake towing capacity will be at 3.5 tonne.
Okay.
You need to do 1,000 kilometres on the vehicle, and that's just a wear-in stage, a check-off, make sure everything's behaving correctly and we don't have any little niggling problems within that period.
And is that part of this federal approval on this post-registration
It's part
upgrade?
of just the whole process of everything, just to make
Just
sure that everything is right and we don't have an issue after the works have been completed.
Yep.
So once you've done that 1,000 Ks, your vehicle will come back, we get it in the air, we'll check all your diff oil levels, we'll check basically everything that's been touched in this car suspension-wise will get checked off. We'll go over all the nuts and bolts and washers, a wheel alignment check, everything will get done. From that point then basically is when we can finalise the actual upgrade of the vehicle. So we will then re-sticker that vehicle. The sticker will then get its stickers to basically say you're now at 8.2 tonne GCM and your factory brake towing capacity goes up to 4 tonne. Now, one question that I know a lot of people ask is how do you get it to 4 tonne? So on the actual chassis side, because on a Toyota, they actually build the tow bar into the chassis. J-Max actually go and brace the chassis at the back end here as well around the tow bar point, basically just to strengthen that because they've noted that that may and will be a potential weak point. So they're just basically doing precautionary things to ensure that the longevity of the vehicle is going to be there and they're not going to have issues down the track. That's what they're trying to avoid completely.
And the tow tune, obviously, is the other link that has to happen.
That's the final piece of the puzzle.
Right.
So it has to get a tune done on the ECU and on the transmission.
Right.
So the reason they do that is to basically reduce the strain on the whole drivetrain, but they're changing the parameters of key components in the computer system and they can control the temperature levels in certain areas to basically, pretty much when your vehicle is at its full capacity, it's going to be driving like a vehicle that it should off the showroom floor. It's not going past its parameters, it's not overheating, your transmission's not working too hard, and your power delivery through the whole drivetrain is just going to be seamless. A lot of people do ask, hey, can I get a tune afterwards? You can go get a tune afterwards, it's no dramas. That file is locked though, because that can't be altered because that is part of the whole federal approval and that is part of the warranty process from J-Max to ensure that everything they've done is compliant for how they want that vehicle to be on the road. If you go and overload a tune and take their file out, unfortunately, you are voiding all your warranty and all your approvals and everything like that because it's not how it's meant to be. You have to maintain their tow tune that they've set into that vehicle.
Well, why would you change it?
There's no reason to, correct.
No, I mean, for us, we already know that we are pretty well at 3.4 tonne. We do have a 4 tonne capability with our van.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that Jasper can have more toys and things, but I'm sure that's what he's angling towards. Yeah, you can see it. But it just gives us that peace of mind. It gives us that absolute room now that we haven't had before.
Yep.
We've had to travel with only so much water or,
a lot of limitations, basically.
Yeah, that's a game changer. Now, looking up here, there's this gaping hole. Obviously, this is where the spare tyre used to go.
Be, yep.
And we've got our Razzler bar there with the rear wheel on there. But what we did start with was that we were putting a Brown & Davis fuel tank in here.
That was the idea,
diesel.
150 litre tank.
And we've really thought about it. What we've actually got is we've already got an additional tank upgrade. So these vehicles, stock standard, come with an 80 litre tank and then a 30 litre sub-tank, right? That sub-tank's been taken out, so now we've got the factory 80, but we've got a Brown & Davis 87.
Correct.
So we've got 167 litres. Now, honestly, in our 5 years that we've already been travelling, and with the 79, we had 180 litres, I think, in that, with that Frontier tank. we've never had a problem, you know. So I think what I'd like to put in here, mate, would be a water tank.
Yep.
So we've got to work on that.
Well, that is something to work on.
That's what I think would make this, well, I mean, it's already, for us, for our family, the ultimate touring rig,
Yep.
you know. And once Katie gets to go through, which will be next with Bodie, and talk through the actual complete build. We haven't missed anything, but that'd be one thing
She's
I'm
in
going to
for
work.
a rude shock when
Yeah.
she sees it.
Yeah, she's going to be blown away, mate. She's so excited. But I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything
so,
else you can think of?
Oh, look, I suppose the other thing that you can choose within the GBMs is you can have a manual shock absorber, or you can have the electronic controlled shock absorber as well. So
Right.
you've gone electric,
Yeah.
which means that there is 4 modules inside that vehicle. While you're driving, you can set it up between a manual mode or an automatic mode. The automatic mode just measures the inertia in the vehicle. So
Right.
as you're driving, if there's more weight or more pressure on the back of the car, especially from the ball pushing down, those shock absorbers will increase their pressure straight away. And they're basically just constantly actively working on it to ensure that the quality of the ride in the vehicle is just always there. So if you turn into a corner and it's dipping into it and nosediving, the pressure will build up in that shock absorber to try and help stabilise that shock and stabilise that corner and take away that dip into it. And you just get that wallowy feeling away. It's gone. You can just drive, and it's a nice, firm, stiff ride in the vehicle. And when you're turning, you just don't have that Bodie feel anymore. It's gone.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I cannot wait to actually get behind the wheel.
Drive it.
Yeah, I know. But no, mate, it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys. The attention to detail, as I said in our last episode, is second to none. So,
Yeah.
bloody
We try.
excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly magazine articles, and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.